All right, and so make sure that you know the difference between a mixture, a compound, and an element, and know the difference between a homogeneous mixture and a heterogeneous mixture. Right, so make sure that you know the definition of all of these, but also how to identify an image of them. Right, so here you have, and let me go ahead and start with the elements. Remember, they're just made up of one single individual atom. So if you see just something like this, you know that it's going to be a pure element if it's just one kind of particle in there, like this one. It's just one kind, right? And it's single. It's by itself, individual atoms, right? And then here you have the molecules. Remember, molecules are one or more atom connected together or bonded together. In this case, it's a pure element because they're both the same kind of atom together. So, like, let's pretend these are hydrogen, right? They could be anything, but we'll just pretend they're hydrogen. So, hydrogen and hydrogen, hydrogen and hydrogen, hydrogen, and all of these are hydrogens, two hydrogens together. But because everything in this little square is a hydrogen, it is still a pure element, right? A pure hydrogen element. And so just remember compounds right here. Remember the main thing with these are they are two or more different elements. So here you don't have like the hydrogen and hydrogen only. Here you have like, let's say this is hydrogen and this is hydrogen, but let's pretend this is oxygen. So here, two different elements, right? The hydrogens and the oxygen. So we can just pretend each of these is an H2O molecule, right? We don't know that's what it is, but we can just pretend. And so again, two different elements. And remember, the definitions are also that they always come in a ratio of 2 to 1. So, with the example of water, you have two hydrogens and one oxygen, and H2O is always in that ratio of two hydrogens to one oxygen. Right, but this is a pure substance. It's not a pure element because you see how you have two different kinds of elements, hydrogen and oxygen, but it's a pure substance because every single thing in this little box is a water molecule, H2O molecule. So this is pure H2O, right? A pure substance, but not a pure element because, again, there is an oxygen element and a hydrogen element. So it's not a pure element, but it is a pure substance. And again, compounds two or more different elements. So again, different oxygen and hydrogen. And then you have mixture. So we'll skip here to these two types of mixtures. Make sure that you know the definitions of all of these because some of these questions may be like short answer and we'll be asking you to explain these concepts in your own words. Right? So things like a homogeneous mixture. Remember, homo means same. So basically what this is saying is it has the same composition throughout or it's uniform. So basically they're evenly mixed around where you have some of the white particles on the sides, in the middle, on the top. They're all over the place, right? These little water molecule looking things all over the place, and these little black particles too. Homogeneous, again, homo means same. It is the same composition throughout, kind of like when I mixed the food coloring and water and swirled it around. And then heterogeneous is just not uniform throughout, right? Hetero means different. So this means that the liquid, the mixture would be different throughout. So if you think about mixing the syrup and oil and water together, they're not going to mix, right? So you'll get all of the syrup at the very bottom, the oil will stick in the middle, and then the water will always be on the top, right? So this is kind of showing you an example similar to that. But here you have all of these black particles on the left, all of these little Mickey Mouse particles in the center, and then all of these white particles on the right. So again, not uniform, it is different throughout, and some areas may have higher or lower concentrations of the individual substance. So again, homogeneous, same, it looks the same throughout. Heterogeneous, different, it will look different throughout the mixture.